Hey guys, my name is Brian Skinny from secretsofsushi.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make the spicy crab roll. The spicy crab roll is a really simple recipe that you can make at home, finding ingredients you can find in most seafood markets or local supermarkets. To start off, we have 1 can of sustainable Dungeness crab meat that has been squeezed to make sure that there's no excess water in there and put into this bowl. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of heavy mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of chili sauce, and then we're also going to put in 1 teaspoon of nanami togarashi, or Japanese 7-spice. Next, we're going to use a couple of tablespoons and just mix all of that crab together. Now that we have our crab mixed together, it's time to start rolling the spicy crab roll. That doesn't look nearly as good as I thought it would. Alright, so the first attempt in making this roll didn't turn out nearly as well as I had initially hoped that it would, because I didn't squeeze enough water out of the crab meat. And this is something that I really wanted to make sure that I told you guys about, because it's a problem that you could have at home. So if you'll notice on this roll here, you can see a lot of the excess water mixed with the sriracha and the mayonnaise coming out of the bottom. It's very wet down here. And that's because whenever you squeeze the roll together and compress all the ingredients together, it's going to squeeze out all of the extra juices, basically. And what's going to happen is once you start cutting the roll, everything's going to start falling apart. So what I did is I obviously paused all the videos and I went back to the sink and I squeezed out more water out of the crab meat. So this is what the crab meat looks like now. You can see it's very, very dry. It still has a lot of the mayonnaise, the sriracha, as well as the togarashi inside of it, but it's a lot drier. So let's try that again. We're going to use a half sheet of nori. Make sure the rough textured side is facing up. Get your hands slightly wet. You're going to add a handful of rice to the top. You want to make sure that you're rolling the rice to the edges. You're not smashing it down. And you want to make sure that the rice hits all 4 edges. It's even okay if the rice goes a little bit over the edges. Next, we're going to sprinkle on top of the rice a little bit of black roasted sesame seeds. We're just going to sprinkle some on like that. Alright, and then get your hands slightly damp. And we're going to flip that rice mat over. And again, we're going to add just a little bit of crab meat along the center. Alright, now we want to make sure that this bottom edge of the seaweed is parallel with the bottom edge of the rolling mat. We're going to use our thumbs underneath the mat and use your remaining fingers to hold the crab in place while you roll this bottom edge of the nori into this inside edge. Once that bottom edge touches the inside, you can squeeze back towards yourself and press down just a little bit. Just like that. Now you can finish the rolling process out and give it another gentle squeeze down. And there you have it. Now this roll is a little bit more square than I'd like it to be, so I'm going to place the rolling mat over the roll. I'm going to use one hand to hold the bottom part of the mat, and then I'm going to spread my fingers across and roll that backwards, back towards myself, and do that just a few times. And that creates a much better shape for the roll. I'm going to tuck these ends in just a little bit. You want to get your knife slightly wet. You want to cut this roll in half first. Using long sawing motions, you really want to let the weight of the knife carry it from the top of the roll down to the cutting board. And if necessary, in between cuts, you're welcome to wipe the knife down with a wet rag. And then we're going to put those two halves together and cut them into quarters. And I'm going to cut those quarters into eighths. Now when I was cutting the roll, I deformed the end pieces just a little bit. So to fix that, I'm going to put all the pieces back together and use my mat on top and just gently press down. And tuck the ends in here. And then if you guys want to, you can plate the roll, do a nice little plate arrangement here, and use a little bit of spicy mayo on top. But this step is totally optional and not necessary to enjoy the spicy crab roll. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For more information on how to make sushi at home and to stay up to date with all of the content as it's being released, be sure to visit my website, which you can find a link in the description box below. My name is Brian Skinner from secretsofsushi.com, and that's how I roll.